An elevator pitch is a short description of an idea, product, or company that explains the concept in such a way that any listener can understand in a short period of time. This description typically explains who the thing is for, what it does, why it is needed, and how it will get done. Finally, when explaining an individual person, the description typically explains one person's skills and goals and why they would be a productive and beneficial person to have on a team or within a company or project. An elevator pitch does not have to include all these components, but usually does at least explain what the idea, product, company, or person is and their value. Yes, it's a well understood concept in pretty much every human interaction that we only have a specific, like a very, very short amount of time in our fucking days and our lives to consume stuff and to listen to people. A lot of artists will blame people's short attention spans on the fact that their works don't succeed, but that really is the artist's fault with their inability to capture an audience. You really have to sell yourself as a creator as to why people should invest this amount of time into your product, even if it is free. They only have a specific, they don't have much time in their fucking day, and it's your job really to sell them on that. People will drop products, like TV shows and like YouTube videos and like whatever, if it's not captivating them instantly, because they can just watch something that's better, or they can go back and watch something that they know is already good. There's like millions and millions of videos, movies, like comic books out there, and many people aren't going to even like experience like 1% of them. They'll watch something they've already watched instead because they've already been sold on that. So as a creator, it really is your job to sell people on your product, and you only have a very short amount of time. People only watch like YouTube videos for about 30 seconds on fucking average. And artists have known this. For instance, Akira writes about this in Manga in Theory and Practice. He says, because at 13 years old, he had to develop his own system for drawing editors in, he noticed that they wouldn't read his entire book. They'd only read the first 3 pages, and if those weren't engaging, they'd just fucking drop it. So he develops this style of telling stories. I always draw a manga's first page in a way that serves as a preview for the pages to come. For example, if I were making a manga about war, I would depict an emotional scene with a soldier and their family, or possibly establish that the theme is anti-war, or even simply just start with a battle scene. Readers want to quickly grasp what kind of manga it is and what they're reading, where the manga is headed. In other words, if there too many panels go by without them being clued in, they'll decide they've read enough. So, in order for Akira to get his work read by the editors, he found out that people would drop shit if they didn't fucking like understand it within like the first few fucking seconds. And you have to do that as an artist. Like, people will just like read the first page of something then drop it. The average person only reads like 50 books in their life, so you gotta make sure that one of those 50 books is the one you fucking wrote. And how we do this, or how it's done in the terms of graphic novels, uh, is by the first page. By the first page. That's your 15 seconds, and your YouTube video is your first page. And well, let's see how he does it in Steel Ball Run. So this is the first page. Steel Ball Run is about like 22 volumes of 100 fucking pages each. It'll take you months to read, and that's a huge time investment for anyone, really. So this is how he sells you on this. The first fucking page. What's all this about? We see Bibles and other books. It's that troublemaker Sandman. You can't protect him anymore, Chief. The white man's books were hidden in his tent. This is treachery against our tribe and our ancestors. Sandman must receive punishment. He will be scalped. There is no objection. So, even though Sandman isn't a main character in this manga, and it's kind of weird that we've decided to start off the story with this character, we get to know a lot actually about him in only this first page. We know when this story takes place. It's like colonial America. There are still natives running around, but the white man is like a known thing. Sandman is automatically like a sympathetic person, because we know that like he has all these books and stuff, but you know he probably doesn't want to become a white man. He's probably just reading them to better understand white people and what makes them tick. But for this simple transgression, he is now being threatened with fucking death. So that that tells a lot about our character and about the setting, just in about one page. And if we go on to the second page, we actually fucking see Sandman running away from these guys. And it's like 3 pages. Akira says that you need to really draw in an audience as to like what your story's about and why they should be interested. And this is what happens immediately on the third page. So he's being chased by like the horsemen and shit, and yeah, he can outrun the fucking horsemen. He can outrun the horsemen. So yeah, we know like Sandman is like an intelligent person, but he's being persecuted for such a simple thing. So he's already painted as like a sympathetic person, and he has these like strange powers. So obviously, like this is our world that it's taking place in, but it's a bit different. We have these powers, you kind of want to know more just reading these first 3 pages. What are these powers? Do other people have them? What were Sandman's intentions reading the Bible and shit like that? Yeah, so already in that short amount of time, you can get people invested into your product, and that's really what you fucking need to do. And really, the only reason why I've gone through this is because I care a lot about local artists in my city. And I did buy this book from a local artist in my city. So we know what it takes to make a good comic now. We know that you need to draw people in, and you only have about 3 pages really to explain what your comic's about, or else people will get fucking bored and just quit. We know that. That's just an understood thing about humanity. So again, I really love local artists, and I'll buy a comic book if I see it on sale, and I want them to be good. I want to be invested into these stories. So I'm kind of disappointed when the first page of The City is this. Yeah, it's just these boys fucking like they're somewhere we don't know, and like this is the first fucking line of dialogue. So we have no idea who any of these people are, and this is the first line. We don't even know if these guys are the protagonists. So this is the first line of dialogue. Zombie Omar would have loved this. Like who is this person? The first line of dialogue is referencing a person that doesn't appear in this comic book at all. He's like tangentially related to these 2 fucking guys, but like we don't know anything about him. And like why is he relevant to the story? Why is he being referenced? Why is like the first line of dialogue of this story talking about this character who doesn't appear? So they're speaking French. Maybe. What's the first thing you're gonna do? Not sure yet. Yeah, me too, undecided. If I should go with the gun or go old school with my bat. It's up to you, brother. So we know like a bit about our characters. They're like morally dubious people, perhaps gangsters. But that's all we fucking know. And like these guys are goons that are coming after them. But when I first read this, I didn't even fucking know that. I thought they were like their homeboys. But I do gotta like compliment the art. The art is like really gorgeous here. And these characters, it takes place in like modern day because they have like cell phones, but these guys are clearly inspired by like TMNT, and they're really cool looking. There's a lot of like personality, even in our main characters here. You can tell like a bit about them just by looking at them. He's kind of the jokester, and this guy is more serious, and they're speaking French for whatever reason. So this is page 2, and by I was complimenting the art, but the artists here pull a fucking Chris Chan, and they forget to draw the background in a lot of these fucking scenes. So the second page establishes where we're at, and they're in like some sleazy diner. Like these like gangsters in like tailored suits are going to like this fucking disgusting like place or whatever. What's wrong? Is this what you want to have? So yeah, he's clearly like a straight edge kind of like clean cut guy, and that's kind of like the wild card Joker type. So yeah, they're just lined up. The whole first page was just about them being lined up to go get their food. What's the big fucking deal? I love this place. What do you think? You better than bacon and butter? We might not even be alive tomorrow, and you want to get the same old shit you always get. So we're learning a bit more about our characters, that they're like constantly like their job involves them being in fucking danger a lot of the time and possibly dying, but that's really all we know about them. We don't know what they're doing today. We don't know why they got up and got dressed and are out here, or like fucking anything about them. So all we know is the fact that they're ordering fucking food. I really like this like rabbit character. That kind of reminds me of like those, those like weird cartoons from like Billy and Mandy, the like rat with the fucking eyes coming out and he's like driving a car. That's kind of what that reminds me of. I don't know the fucking name of that. So anyway, we continue. I just thought maybe we could once dine at a nice restaurant or something. So like, yeah, I don't know. That's okay. So there's your 3 pages, bro. In JoJo, we knew all that about Sandman. We pretty much knew his entire character and what he's all about. But in these 3 pages, the only thing we know is that these guys are kind of assholes, and they're going to get food, but like one of them doesn't want to eat here. By the way, I brought my gun. So yeah, I guess they're gangsters perhaps, but I don't know like where this takes place. This could be in America, and these guys could like I don't fucking know. Are they like Fargo like antagonists? I don't fucking know. I don't know anything about this world. Yeah, me too. Well, we can always get this meal for free if we want. It's $20 fucking dollars. So I wasn't sure when I fucking read this at first. Like now we know about our like wild card character. We don't know his name yet. We know that like he's willing to steal just for the fuck of it. But our straight edger is like, oh, it's 20 fucking bucks. So yeah, we know a little bit more about them. We know it's like, well, we know, yeah, we know now that like one of them's the wild card and one of them's straight edge. But we already fucking knew that from the art. And by the way, like the character right here is like gorgeous. Like I'm not gonna fucking understate that. There's a lot of like personality already put into these people, and you can tell that just by looking at them. Like yeah, as an artist, like that's something like important to do, and they really teach you that. Like when you're creating a character, is that you can't really judge a person by looking at them, but you have that expedient convenience when you're making a comic book. So, they're speaking French here, I guess, so that's to show you that, like, no one else can understand what they're saying. Besides, Kay said no crazy shit until it's time when it's important that we're punctual. So, again, they're referencing characters that, like, aren't even, like, appearing in the fucking comic book yet. I'm guessing that, like, Kay and, like, Zombie Omar are, like, waiting outside for them, but we don't fucking know that. The story, like, this entire, like, epic saga of like these gangsters taking down the city and becoming mob bosses starts with them getting a fucking cheeseburger. Like that's kind of fucking stupid. Bacon double cheeseburger with bacon wrapped onion rings and Sprite, no ice, please. Hi, I want a deep fried bacon wrapped burger with cheese, double sized combo, root beer, same bill. That's a little funny. It's kind of some weird like critique of like consumerism and like McDonald's here with like the disgusting fucking food. But I like that joke here that he's like, yeah, you want to fucking eat here? Yeah, you're gonna pay for it, asshole. So yeah, don't get distracted. He's like hitting on the cashier. Yeah, I'm not getting distracted. But they've been ordering their fucking food for like 30 seconds. And I have no idea if these guys are like hitmen coming after these two, or they're just like a fucking gang of assholes, like, that are just looking to fuck shit up. So he's like, what the fuck? Are you gonna take my order? Yeah, he used to be a baseball pro, apparently. So he's been waiting for 30 seconds. He's like, sorry, sir. Just 30 more seconds with a beautiful girl. Oh, fuck that, you French fuck. So he's like, just get the food. It's almost time. Like, time for what? So, time's running out here as he gets fucking headbutted. Like, immediately, this guy is like, yo, you taking 30 seconds to get my fucking McDonald's? I'ma fucking kill you, nigga. So, yeah, he fucking headbutts him. And he's like, I can hear it happening outside. Something. I don't fucking know. So, well, let's not keep the guys waiting. So, like, something's going down. They've been sent inside here for whatever fucking reason. So he just pulls out his gun and shoots this guy right in the fucking face. That's amazing. I love that fucking artwork there. He just has his gun up like this, and he has like pretty much like a troll face on. I can tell this is like digital artwork, by the way, because the muzzle flash is like some fucking spray paint effect. But it's so fucking funny. He just blows this guy's fucking head off. So that's like the next panel is like a 2-page spread to show that like he's dead. Which I guess is like, shit's going down now in the fucking diner. They were just here to get cheeseburgers or whatever. Now they're in a fucking gunfight. But I don't know why they've just decided to kill these fucking people. And they're on camera doing it now too. So like these guys really aren't that smart of a fucking they're smart gangsters. Welcome to the city, you bastards. Yeah, I can't decide if this guy's Hispanic or French or whatever. So yeah, art here is pretty fucking funny. I like it how this guy was like FaceTiming with this girl, and the last thing this girl sees is his eye getting fucking blasted out of his skull. That looks so like ridiculous. But this is good art here. That's very intelligent man. Like how you in a lot of panels, you want to display movement. So a good way to do that with a pistol is just to draw like multiple arms or in fact multiple guns. So big ups on that. But again, still there's like very little background in a lot of these panels. This is the only way, so it should be. It's the only way. They have to fucking massacre all these people. Yeah, he kisses her. Whatever. But he has a grenade, so these guys are racked up. They have like a shit ton of stuff inside their trench coats. Leave the city if you want to leave. Closing old tall house number 69 campus. Game on the line. One more strike to win the game. Lord have fucking mercy. Here comes my 100-mile nuclear knuckleball, tornado knuckleball. So he just like warned this woman to like get the fuck out of here because it's like dangerous. And then he's like here throwing like grenades at her. So I guess we know like one more thing about this guy is that like he's into baseball and he used to be like a baseball player, but I don't know what fucking relevance that has to like his character and like whatever. So they continue massacring like all the people in this diner or whatever. And like I guess that causes the rest of the city to burn down. And then that's actually the end. So to be continued. So based on what we have seen so far, what do we know about these characters? Well, they work for someone named Zombie Omar, perhaps. They're both kind of fuckheads. They went inside, like, the restaurant for some reason. Was it to burn it down? Is that what they're doing? They're, like, mobsters? These guys didn't pay their protection money, and now they're, like, burning their shit down? It's kind of confusing. But, these are local artists. And these guys, like all artists, they did have a creative mission and a creative dream. So I will follow the city. Because, this is what they have to say. Ain't nothing like a global pandemic to resurface an abandoned project from 12 years ago. But it's here and it's coming alive. So that's really why I am deciding to review this book and continue consuming their content. Because these guys had a dream. And they decided to put it to print. And I also have a dream that I will put to print one day, hopefully before I fucking die, perhaps, unlikely. But these guys have actually done that, and that's why I'm supporting them. But most people might not give them the benefit of the doubt when it comes to this, because quite frankly, this like first issue, the premiere issue of your like epic story that you've been working on for 12 years is kind of lackluster, and it really didn't get me involved into what the rest of the story might be going forward. And I think that's a shame. I think like it is a shame that people do have short attention spans and aren't willing to give you the benefit of the doubt. But that's just how like people are, and that's how you are, perhaps, and me. We can only watch so many fucking anime in our lives, so we're gonna pick the best ones, of course. We're gonna pick the best ones for us. And as an artist, you just gotta make sure that I know that this is the absolute best. So I'll look forward to fucking issue 2 of The City, and hopefully you will too.